Hey guys, Jarek here, and Moda is here as well, being really easily amused by the ice hockey rink down there. So, have you really never seen this before?
I lived in California. I've never seen ice in my life unless it came out of my fridge.
This is really weird to me because ice hockey rinks are pretty normal here. Like, there used to be an ice hockey rink at the Clackamas Town Center as well, and this has always been here. So this is just like normal every day for me. So yeah, we're in the Lloyd Center right now, just kind of hanging out more or less. I don't go down here too much, but I like stopping by every now and then. I'll probably end up going by a little bit more often.
You know what the sad part is? I see all of these children down there skating like it's, you know, the thing to do. I bet if I strapped on some and got out there, I'd fall flat on my face immediately.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of a while to kind of get used to. It's not as hard as learning how to snowboard, though. That shit's real difficult.
If you ever take me snowboarding, I foresee myself just concussion from hitting a tree.
No, when you first start learning how to snowboard, it's not concussion from hitting a tree, it's falling over constantly just trying to stand up. Like, that first initial learning how to get your balance when standing up on the board is really difficult. And then once you finally have that down, then you have to learn how to turn, and that's even more difficult.
Like, in theory, it looks easy, but I bet in practice it's probably fairly difficult.
Everything looks easy when someone knows how to do it.
Good point. Look at that, how she's skating backwards. I'd probably never be able to do that.
You're like really impressed by this, and I'm looking at this like this is just kind of everyday stuff.
I'm less impressed and more amused.
Anyway, we might stop by a little bit more here. I'd like to go to more Blazer games. Last season I didn't have much of a reason to. The Blazers were kind of doing bad. I wanted to go more often, but I had other things I needed to spend my money on than Blazer tickets, even though they were fairly cheap last season because of the somewhat failure. It was a rebuilding season. I'm not going to call it a failure, but you know, it really didn't make you that motivated to go watch it in person. It's like, let's just go watch your favorite team lose. Yay!
Holy crap, look at that.
I'm still looking at it like I'm not impressed because I see this all the time, and you're just like, holy shit, ice skating.
Yeah, it's summer.
So, we're inside. Why does that matter?
Probably because it's always hot in California. I don't know. It seems like there's... Oh, the other first fall.
I'm still confused as to why we don't have an NHL team. Apparently, Portland and Seattle has really been pushing to get an NHL team. Portland this summer tried to steal the Phoenix Coyotes, obviously from Phoenix, and that didn't work out. This place is a good reason I like to go to the Lloyd Center, though, because you don't really see retro places like this anymore, or at least you don't in Portland. This is just an old, like, 50s retro burger place. And it actually has pretty good burgers, and living in the city of Portland, Portland is not America. It really isn't, so you will not see burger places at all. Like, most of what you see is teriyaki and sushi and stuff like that. Stereotypical American food doesn't exist here. So it's kind of rare to see the old retro places like this. What you're looking at is probably the very last time you'll see the Rose Garden plastered all over this building, because as of today, they have changed the name from the Rose Garden to the Odas Center. Now, if you follow the Blazers, you know how ironic that can be. The fact that Odas Health, a health company, has now named the Rose Garden. With all the injury problems the Blazers have had, that is just a bunch of irony right there. But it's been the Rose Garden for 15 years. A full 15 years. It's part of the whole Portland culture. It was named the Rose Garden because Portland's the Rose City. When the whole Blazers organization means so much to the city that the name of Rip City came from one of the announcers, a Portland announcer, and now that's the nickname for the entire city away from basketball. You know how much this actually means to the city and culture of Portland. And now suddenly they want to change it from the Rose Garden to the Odas Center because they're getting $4 million a year. Now, to us, that seems like a lot of money. But to the person that owns the Trailblazers, Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft, that is jack shit. That is no money at all. That's a standard contract. You're renaming the entire Rose Garden thing, something that signifies all of Portland, to the Odas Center, for $4 million a year. And needless to say, people aren't very happy about it. Now, obviously, I'm very mad about it. I'm upset about it. I think it's freaking stupid. It's greedy. He didn't need to do it. And the only thing I need to say is, to the president of the Blazers, to Paul Allen that owns the Blazers, to McGowan that basically sold off the naming rights, you better hope you get a championship this era. Otherwise, people are going to only know you as that guy that renamed the Rose Garden and failed horribly.